Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today in this video we will discuss about one of the most insightful verses of Holy Quran, and that verse is present in Surah Al-Baqarah chapter number 2 and verse number is 164. And in this verse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions few of the things, and after that he mentions that in these many things that he mentions in that verse, he says that are the signs for the people who use reason. So in this video we will use the same thing. We'll try to reason out, we'll try to use logic and scientific facts, and based on those things we'll try to find out the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those things that he mentions in that verse. So let's begin. Bismillah. So first of all, let us look at the verse. The verse says that indeed in the creations of the heavens and the earth, and the alteration of the night and the day, and the great ships which sail through the sea, with that which benefits people, and what Allah has sent down from the heavens of the rain, giving life thereby to the earth after its lifelessness, and dispersing therein every kind of moving creature, and he is directing of the winds, and the clouds controlled between the heavens and the earth, are the signs for a people who use reason. So first of all, in this verse Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the creation of the heavens and the earth, and creation over here refers to all the natural things that are present in the universe. If we look at these natural things, then we'll find that there are a lot of astonishing and surprising facts about these things. If we reason out and if we use logic, then we'll find out that these things possesses a kind of complexity in terms of structure as well as in terms of the way they function. And because of these complexities, we can say that it is not possible for these things to happen by itself, nor a human being can make those things. It is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that can make these things. For example, if we look at the human heart, then a normal human heart can pump more than 7.5 thousand liters of blood every day. And if we look at the heart, then it is so small, it is just equal to the size of fist. And it is again made up of tissues. So it is impossible for humans to make such an object which is so small and which is made up of such a flexible material and which has such a great efficiency and effectiveness as well. Apart from that, if we look at the blood vessels that are present in human body, then the length of blood vessels is more than 100,000 miles. And just for the sake of comparison, if someone travels 100,000 miles, then that distance would be equal to encircle entire earth 4 times. Can you imagine? Every one of us carries these blood vessels, and the length of those blood vessels is enough to wrap up entire earth 4 times. And these blood vessels are even so complexly arranged in such a great network that it is impossible for humans to replicate. And the story doesn't end here. The capillaries, the blood vessels that are present in human body, are even thinner than human hairs. In fact, they are 1/3 of human hairs. How is it possible that these things can come into existence without anyone creating them? It is only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that created these things. That's just about humans. If we talk about animals, birds, insects, then things can get even more complicated. For example, butterflies have 6,000 lenses around their eyes, and with which they can even see much more than humans. If we look at peacock, then it has a very beautifully aligned pattern around its feathers. Octopuses can change their color according to the environment. If we look at mantis, then it can punch at a speed higher than 22 caliber bullet. And these are just few examples, okay? There are many more in the nature, and these examples do exhibit a kind of complexity that can only be made by Allah Azza wa Jal and none other than Him, because these complexities are beyond the abilities of humans. Moving ahead in the same verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions about the alteration of the night and the day. The way with which He changes night into day and the day into night is just miraculous for all of us, because after a specific period of time, the night turns out into a day, and then day again turns back into the night. This is just incredible. There are places like Greenland and other places on the earth where a continuous uninterrupted daylight of 80 days is received, and there is no night. And did you know that Venus, one of the planets of solar system, it takes 243 Earth days for Venus to complete its 1 day. And it takes 225 Earth days for Venus to complete its 1 year. So that means that a day on Venus is even longer than a year on Venus. So if we look at the examples that are provided and use logic and reasoning, then we'll find out that these things possesses some sort of complexity in the way with which they work or in the way with which they are made. And because of these complexities, we can say that it is impossible for these things to get created by itself. It is only possible when some creator creates these kind of things, and that creator is none other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is the first part of this video. Inshallah, in the second part we will continue with the same verse, and we'll try to find few more other examples and scientific fact, and we'll try to find signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in those things, inshallah azza wa jal.